Is that okay?
Cool. Yeah. Okay, great. Do you want to add your project to the add it to the feedback so we know what a bit more about it?
Sure. I'm not sure how to do this. Just do it.
I guess what I'd like to do is make it as easy to install my stuff as it is to install like WordPress. Both WordPress.org, but also like some kind of cPanel type interface to WordPress as well. I think in terms of the WordPress.com thing, we kind of have that working pretty well. Like we have too many people almost using. I can show you this. I can show you my numbers. Big number, takes a few seconds to get a big number. But it's like 170 something thousand people that I'm posting on one site right now. That's annoying. It's better to have 170,000 sites with one user. But 170,000 which is a big number. So breaking that down a bit more would be great. I think the idea of a hosting provider or something that supports this by default would be great. Something that you can go to that website and be like, I think WordPress has that down pretty much. You can go to any good or bad WordPress and get WordPress installed with one click. Pretty much.
I can tell you from my perspective, on the more meta level of this, I would be interested in having an installer type plugin that would just work, that was open source, and that the individual packages were available and maintained by those various developers, to where we could just plug them in, as opposed to the solution we have right now that we're using both in Mary Washington and with my company, because with that, it's like, to get known in there, I have to build the installer, or that larger plugin company has to decide it's important enough, and these never will be. You know, known might be at some point, but I've even seen like larger projects just not get picked up, but of course WordPress is in there and things like that. So having an easier way to say, hey, like, take this GitHub repo and drop the URL in, and suddenly that package is in there, and you know, the developer is the one pushing those updates, and then the open source thing is just in terms of allowing that to spread and be economical for any host to throw that into their system, as opposed to, you know.
Yeah. Ben, Node's in PHP, right?
None PHP.
Okay, so we're also in PHP. So I thought for a while about Composer
Yeah.
being like a way to do this, but I think even that's too hard.
A lot of people can't support Composer. And you have to, what we've learned is you actually can get shell hosts. And the shell hosts just, they don't give you shell access, which is really what Composer usually. And that's not exactly true. Something surprising things do support Composer. Like, Classic Visual will like launch Composer and tell us it when you push something to it. But similarly, some things just want to do. But having something more native, we've actually modeled that in some modules or kind of things like that, create an installer that is just flat, that has every single thing that is required in one zip. You can do that with these.
And then I guess another part of this is also then like once you have it installed, how do you keep it current? You don't want to have the situation where you have crappy old versions of things that are vulnerable to people having a bad time. So I guess from my point of view, I also don't want to necessarily have a thing where I spy on people. So I don't want to like necessarily know that your thing is out of date and tell you, but maybe a way that the person can find out themselves.
If you are installing it for them, then it's pretty reasonable for you to know that they're still running that version.
Yeah.
Because you are providing that, even if you aren't supposed to be adminning it for them, you're providing the service of having installed it. So knowing that they're still running the version you installed is reasonable.
Yeah.
So, again, the kind of compromise we've started to make there is if you're an admin of your own site, but if you're an admin of your own site, and you click through to your site configuration, because your administrative panel, there's one page that will ping us and see if there's a newer version. And so, it's better than us, finding out where people are doing on site where it's not 100% perfect because, it is but then it's that one thing,
Yeah.
I think it's probably, WordPress does that as well, and it's, it's probably not a bad idea.
Is the pane configurable?
It is configurable if you're technical. In the config.ini, there is a way to set it up.
So you're not mostly dealing with corporate and government clients,
Yeah.
but I've actually had that be something where if it is not disclosed and easy to turn off,
Yeah.
that can get a piece of software disqualified on a corporate network because it appears that it is trying to phone home.
Yeah.
It's just a thing to.
I didn't consider making it an opt-in feature, quite honestly. No?
If you make it an opt-in feature, no one will use it, and
Okay.
the people you care most about are the people who don't understand.
I think opt-out is good at making it really useful. That's what we do.
I also think for the purposes of, because there's different goals, I think, for a developer wanting to just know what versions are out there, and also like, for you, like, I was mostly asking, like, do you know, like, the open source versions people are installing, like, how many of those to include in your numbers and things like that. For something like this, where it's an installer, it needs to know about the version in order to know whether or not you should get some sort of notification that says, hey, there's newer code if you like it, or configurably say, if there's newer code, push it to me. Automatically update my stuff anytime there's new code for this install. And that's something that nobody's looking at other than the code itself, and it would be configurable too. So it'd be like, whether or not you get those updates, or whether you say, no, I'm installing this one time, don't ever check to see if there's any updates or notify or anything like that. I just want to install this version.
So WordPress actually does this, right? It's actually, the later versions have the ability to, keep up to date, almost Chrome stuff, where yeah. And I actually don't know how that works.
So minor version updates are on by default, so from 3.9 to 3.9.1, but not from 3.9 to 4.
Right.
And it does phone home. It's reaching out.
It's
to new updates.
It's reaching out, but then
So every 24 hours and then it gets patched.
to do the update, how does that actually do that? Is it downloading and then overwriting the files?
Yeah.
So
It's the same. So it's the same functionality that for a long time you've been able to do updates manually triggered.
Right.
It's just been enabled now to tap automatically. It's the same. You do it via FTP. You can actually get a credential to have it come back into your server, or it can go automatically.
And then the central service will log in and
If you choose, if you can't get permission set appropriately, it's a weird interface that you'll sometimes get into if the host is set up wrong. It'll say actually put your credentials here, and then when you use them, it doesn't store them, it uses them for that software. And there's been talk of actually going to major version updates at some point. There's actually a config you can put in your WP config that will have plugin stuff up here. Right now they don't do that by default. But there are definitely, that was a huge, the minute that went into court, the next day there was a plugin to disable it, right? Because a lot of people don't want us to do that, for all the same privacy reasons you mentioned.
And that one with the most minor updates, there's no interface to control. Those are happening by default with no interface unless you put something in your config file or you install a plugin to give you an interface in WordPress. On our system with the installer that you saw, it does major versions too. The host can choose what should be the default, whether it's any version, including major versions, whether it's just the minor versions and security updates, or whether it's, no, never update, just notify. And the notification can come by email or just show up in your panel interface saying, hey, by the way, there's an update available, and you can choose. And you can choose on a per install basis.
I know one thing we're really bad at is actually releasing versions of things.
Right.
So Kudu Social has kind of versions. Kudu FM's never had a version of it. We're a version 0.1 since April of 2009, and we're still not a version. We just don't release the version, and we really should. So, I mean, like, I don't know if that, I think that ties into this too, like, figuring out a good versioning scheme,
I think Commit is a new version.
right? But it's either that or go like to the weird, like, Emacs way of doing versioning, where it's like, big number, small number, or
So we've actually gone for a more human version scheme. First of all, we don't have a version out that we actually choose the maps ourselves. But we also want people to remember what versions there are, so we actually name each major version, and usually we won't release one major version. So we name each major version after something. And that way it's actually got it's a bit, WordPress does this as well, right? So it's,
They have numbers that they can.
and so the idea is that way we can talk about that, and actually, it's another talking point around, here is this version, here is,
because Ubuntu does that, like, never remember names of things. They're always like, just like flying on in my mind. But like,
I can never associate bringing with that version either.
I mean, I think at some point Gutsy was a release. I think that's the last time I remember the name for it. That's like.
But they're actually releasing it unbound, right? So
Maybe
14.04 came out in
Every season. Yeah.
Then every 2 years you got the LTS.
Right.
Could also see in like a dairy dream scenario of like, just throwing things on the wall. A scenario where I say, just update those versions, or also, notify me if the version that I have, even if there's no new version, whether or not that repo has new commits. Some interface for me to be able to say, is there new code, not necessarily a new version, and I can just go look at those commits and go, oh, shoot, they added a visual editor. I don't care if it's a little buggy. I kind of want to play with that. Go ahead and get up to the latest code, even if that person hasn't necessarily rolled out that new one.
Like leading edge is a version.
Exactly. Yeah. At least by way of knowing, right? And having some way of pressing the button if I wanted that, not necessarily including that, like things that would get pushed.
I was gonna ask if people have thought about packaging their software as a Debian package or a RPM for Red Hat.
I thought about it, and I probably should just do it. I kind of started doing it like 7 or 8 times now, and I always kind of just give up. I always get frustrated by it. But definitely Debian suffers a little bit when it comes to packaging your applications. Like, packaging regular software is pretty easy. If you look at like how WordPress and MediaWiki is about package, it ends up being slightly bizarre. To a degree, I think we've already kind of, like, in just in knowing that, and also all being kind of Debian users, we've kind of already allowed for that in some of our software with the configuration files. We actually, the configuration file could be in like lots of different places on the file system, and we kind of check all of them, thinking that at some point we just put it in Debian.
Back on my previous project when I worked on L, we did Debian installs. The process made me cry a bit, and that so we haven't done it because I don't like crying. And I think if enough people ask for it, it's the kind of thing that we would do. But if on this we're waiting for enough people to really ask for it. Right.
What are the pain points? I've never really tried that hard.
The pain point was really, it was one pain point, and that it was opaque. It was not as easy as it could be, and it was the kind of thing where the documentation, at least at the time, it made a bunch of assumptions about the things that you might learn about the process, and I just didn't. And so it was kind of, a lot of it was my failure, but it was, a failing enough that it meant, that that's not as opposed to gather all my files, unzip, hooray.
That's kind of the web way, right? You just download it, zip, and then you unpack it, and go.
Okay.
Have you thought about something like Docker VMs with externalized configs?
I do. I have actually, I sort of gave some VMs to one of the Debian maintainers of Docker to hopefully get some of this working in Docker. Yeah.
Very, very good Docker to work to share this.
Understood.
Yeah.
It's more if it's a Docker hosting environment.
So, yeah. And what I think would be kind of interesting would be if the installer did a couple checks to see what was supported, because you mentioned Composer as one way, several different ways, depending on what technology is available. Just like WordPress is first checking to see, do I even have the permission to drop this in? If not, ask them for FTP information. If they have that, no, well, then you might have to go to the website and download and install it. And doing those checks and sending back to the user, what's the best we could do based on that?
My question. So your hosting company, you do shared hosting, or you
Yes.
do shared hosting? Okay. Cool. We, at one point, we were in the one-click install thing in Bluehost. I think we're still there under a previous name and a very old version. So, another goal of this would be to, to enable current versions of stuff. Like, things shouldn't just. It's almost dangerous at this point to kind of install old versions of things that
And
are
we decentralize some, right? So that the host is less in control.
Yeah. I mean, I'm almost thinking that maybe this should be a project of its own, like an IndieWeb installer. We should just do that, and then
That's what
plugins for all the different projects, but that's,
Every
Yes, you should.
technology stack is different. A beautiful and unique snowflake.
yeah. I mean, actually, I think at this point, at least the first three on this list aren't different, so it's just that going for us. But maybe adding support for like other similar projects like MediaWiki and even maybe like Drupal and WordPress, like to make this more useful to people. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think ideally, the goal I think could be, if you want it to be widespread and easy, it needs to be available, right? I mean, that's why WordPress is growing so much, because it's easy to install. Probably very helpfully contributed to the success of things like Elf, was when those things start to show up in environments that people already have. So not necessarily just making it easier to the end user, but easier for hosts to integrate with. And so I think, starting with a LAMP stack, even though it's, sort of, by developers, it's sort of like, LAMP or whatever, but in terms of support for software and in terms of hosts being able to drop something in, that's where I see it as a larger project that supports the ability to install all these things that you can then say, if you want to run this in your own system, you can do that, or host, if you want to drop this in, it's an open source solution that you don't have to pay for, and it's got this software library, and that piece would be necessary, having at least a core library of existing installs. But if you make it a framework where it's pretty simple for people to write their own, so you're not relying on WordPress necessarily to create their own installer.
So I really wish Johannes was here because he created a project called started a project called the IndieBox that was originally going to be an appliance basically that would run a web application. He's since actually pivoted away from that and he's not doing an appliance anymore. And what he's doing instead is a Linux distribution that makes it easy to install web applications. And it comes with a whole host of basically extra command line tools that are super simple. So you can basically say on the command line, you've got no equipment to install none. It'll go grab all the row sets and kind of do that, just like you would do with Hammond or whatever, in your Linux environment. So he's trying to do that. He also, Cloud Store, which I think is his day job, is a kind of web interface that sits on top of something like that. So you have, very simple monolithic kind of technology. And I think he's going to try and bring that to that as well. But I feel like that's in the situations where, where you're not dealing with like a dream coach or something like that.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense, because then, you potentially can go around and say, hey, I'm going to spin up a server and I want it to be running it, what do you box? I want it to be running this, and then, you can imagine a group of people who want to run any web software, doing that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily help, for business costs.
We have an opportunity, at least with some of our stuff, to actually get. We work pretty closely with UK for Whitemark, and I think they'd be really willing to, like, when you build a new machine, it's like, hey, do you want Debian, do you want Fedora, do you want, whatever the other options are, or do you want, like, sorry, I can't name all the distribution stuff, sorry. Those two things, or do you want to have your own thing called Symbiosis, which is like Debian made easy with some pre-installed packages. I guess a step beyond that would be just like give me an IndieWeb machine, which is like pre-configured with, at least pre-configured with the installation options for all the programs.
I would hope, that something like that could be a package rather than an entire distribution, because it's fairly impossible to go back from a distribution. So you're talking all.
When I say distribution, I mean Debian with some pre-installed packages.
Okay.
I'm not going to run that distribution.
This seems to like overlap with kind of it's like sort of like the problem that Freedom Box is trying to solve. With a focus on like having it in your own house and like running it on hardware that's like cheap and small. But I think they probably spend a lot of time thinking about the same problems.
The platform as a service, things like HereCode, and OpenShift, they can make installs fairly easy for something.
Always about the assumption of the environment, right? Like if you know the environment you're going into, especially when it's your environment, you can do a lot of interesting things. As soon as you start trying to build, you mentioned it earlier, but as soon as you try and build something that can say, what environment is it? Okay, then I'll do that. It compounds things in different ways to say whether or not run Linux, but I only have 5.3, but it is LAMP, or no, this isn't running Apache. Trying to get to all of that.
So from your perspective, from a retailer perspective, what would be the characteristics of the perfect sort of indie installer?
And I'll preface that I think I don't want to talk too much about replaying because it sounds like a sale. This is the exact same thing that we're doing at our university, is using the Installatron interface. We would love to have something like this because we're, again, having to build all of our own solutions for custom software.
And our school trying to plug in cPanel.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a paid plugin for cPanel. They don't charge a lot, so it's pretty reasonable, but at the same time, it's centralized, which makes things simple. It's nice when they're the ones pushing the updates when packages they support, but they really only support major packages, not anything. So I guess, if I were to put it together a short list, I would love to see something where there was the only piece that was centralized, and it wouldn't even necessarily have to be centralized, would be a list of repos. And those repos would be the installers. That means other people can contribute to them. Other people can say, hey, what you're doing here, there's a better way to go about doing it. So the developer sort of controls that repo, or if the developer's not interested in building one, someone else does. And those are just URLs, and that's what this thing is pulling from. And so I can get a centralized list of software from IndieWeb or from Mozilla or whoever says, hey, here's a list of software that we like. And, it's just sort of like this he said JSON or whatever that pulls in a list of URLs that creates sort of that directory. But I can also add in a URL of something that somebody knows. So I've got my main list, but then somebody says, hey, I'm working on this installer, and I can say, oh, awesome, grab that URL and add it in, and now it's in there. And they're still the ones, the actual developer is the one building out that installer. The cPanel thing would be nice, but I'd imagine there's probably also ways, when we mention, the inability to access SSH, depending on what host you're on. But the host does have access to fire off SSH commands based on a front-end UI. So, that's probably a fairly simple process to be able to say, when they click this button, run this under their account. But that's where it gets at, whatever this thing is, being able to be plugged into an existing server, an existing distribution as an RPM or something, which is like, I install this and now I've got a library of commands based on the different installers that are in here. Obviously it makes it nicer for hosts to have a GUI interface to manage it, but not critical out the gate. Just something to work towards, I guess.
Is there any demand for chef recipes or Puppet Mug or Brass? I want to install your software, but I'm using Puppet or Chef or Ansible.
Right.
Does anyone ever ask you this? Like, and do you have a
We
chef
actually use
recipe?
ourselves to,
Oh,
we
you
use salt, but,
Salt, okay.
yeah, we use salt because it's the one I came across today, was trying to install it. Just the reason for a lot of things like that. But yeah, we don't make that available, we probably should. Same with Composer, we've used Composer for things in the past. Just starting to make some of that available would be better, I think, than not having it. I really want to make it that. I feel like anyone who can already it's not that hard to install right now. It's checking out a repo and it's PHP, and there's kind of a pretty simple config screen. If you can get to that part right now, you don't really need the chef and the salt and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if that's too much for a simple PHP application, but for something that runs in Python or Ruby, sorry, Jesse's in the room.
It's all good. They're all P languages, even
Then yeah, where you have lots of dependencies and things you want to pull into the language, then yeah, something like that would be good. I think.
Well, if it's Python, you just put it on Python.
Right.
And then it's triggered to install.
and then all your dependencies and make sure that none of the upstreams of the dependencies have gone away and that none of them are pointing to Git head tarballs and
Yeah.
it gets messy, no matter what language you're in, what package manager you're in.
I think one thing that's critical, not just for hosts, but for the end user, is that it's not just an easy way to install, but an easy way to keep up to date, which we were kind of talking about with the automatic updates, but a way for the user to manage that. The auto update thing is nice in terms of your users that sort of don't pay attention to that stuff. But at the same time, it's also nice for hosts and for users who want a more fine-grained control of what level of updates. The host can know that, if people are running these installers that I have on my system, that I can be fairly confident that, those are going to stay up to date unless they choose otherwise. And for the user to be able to choose otherwise would, have control over that. So.
One nice thing about an IndieWeb central-ish install process will be that we can actually use that also to inform people of new projects and new developments in IndieWeb. Because people aren't going to, on the IT channel, actually say, hey look, this is a new project that exists, you can now install it.
So that would necessitate a kind of, so that would necessitate a whole project.
Right.
So, just to go down a rabbit hole, that 2 minutes, with, for example, the wiki presents event, you know, you've got to have your own homepage, you've got to set up Rally and all that stuff. What we would be talking about here is something exclusively extra for people who don't know that, yet probably don't know a lot of the technical details, so it have to be something that's incredibly easy to use. Always set up for other people, for example, that was easy to use.
Yeah, it would have to be like as easy, if not easier than getting like FTPing the WordPress folder to your post.
Ideally easy.
Yeah, because ideally you find a competent host or hosts who provide you with a give a simple box and give you a button press kind of situation.
Yeah, because the FTP situation,
Yeah.
not necessarily always good.
Right. And I mean FTP thankfully is starting to die off too, so right. I got asked for a VPS into a server yesterday and I said, you doesn't have a VPS. I'm like, why? It's like, because it's 2014.
You know who uses FTP all the time? It is corporations.
Right.
Lots of people who move files around
Yeah.
probably have security implications, so well done for all that.
Yeah, advertising agencies love FTP servers. They just have one minute to dump everything on it, like huge videos and crap. And,
Off the record, TV news.
right. But I mean, there is something to say for FTP in the sense that it does kind of work everywhere, and everyone kind of knows.
It's consistent.
Yeah.
Well, it is for the next step of the user from going from a panel, it helps them to understand how the web works, which is, there's a file structure behind it. And so, you know, one of the things that the cPanel has is like a web disk option, it's basically web data, but they call it like, you know, mount your disk on your computer, and there's a drive, and so that people get that, where they might not even know what FTP is, or understand that they need clients and stuff. If they hit a shortcut in cPanel, and then it mounts a web data folder, and then now they can see their folders and files, and if they drag HTML files that they got from someone in there, it shows them on their website.
Does that actually work? Like this web app, I have, it works.
The service is
Yeah. Cool.
Now that requires, I mean, for cPanel to do that, they have to know what operating system you're on, so it's not just one shortcut, it's like, you know, what version of the OS it is, so you have to choose between different ones in terms of them clicking it and getting some kind of shortcut. That doesn't always work, but yeah, once it's connected, it works fine. Now, it's not great because, you know, one of the great things about like having an actual plugin is telling you, you know, how far in progress you are with specific files and stuff, and doing some more granular control type things. But for basic users, drag a folder files on there and have them show up on their website.
I added to the physical make drive from Mozilla. I think it's Mozilla. I had a meeting with them yesterday. Well, I work at Creative Commons, and we are building this, looking at search engine, essentially, not really a search engine, it just searches existing search engines. So you look at a picture of a cat, go on and search, image search for cats, and it'll search Flickr, and it'll search the Internet Archive, and it'll search other sites that have Creative Commons license works available. And one thing we're considering is integrating with MakeDrive, so that you can see a picture you like, click save, and it saves it to your local cache in your browser, but also to a remote file storage thing. That could be your own server, it could be a server provided by Mozilla, it could be the Internet Archive. Whatever. Yeah.
So, if anybody did want to put this product, you know, put together a product and try and work out how to make it easier, we would definitely be interested
Yeah.
in participating, doing you know, what that would look like, preparing a conversation, just, you know, putting together like applications and seeing what makes sense.
I'd be pretty keen to do that too, so. Let's do it.
All right.
That's it. Session's over, guys.
Yeah, I mean, so how do we carry on the conversation?
Yeah.
Because, and what is progress in building?
Right.
This.
I just put a link to install it on SDK because I think ultimately part of what it ends up looking like, it's certainly not the only piece of the puzzle, is an SDK that other people can use to build installs. But, we are not going to build everything that's out there, and you ideally want to go one level back and say, here's how you can build installers, and then anybody using this thing can get them this thing. So whatever that ends up looking like, you eventually, I think, start with how can we standardize in some way the installation process. And maybe it is just a list of PHP commands and things. It's will carry with some people, they always have to have a database first, and then put in this thing, but, yeah. whatever.
Daph, do you know, within Debian, is there like an effort to like, how we could get these things packaged up?
Yeah, I think actually at DevCamp there was a session about installation, which I didn't go to.
Okay.
But it's definitely something Debian people are thinking about and they care about.
Yeah. And is that a case of like, would we become maintainers, or we could just find an existing maintainer and help it to help us out? I guess we can do both. But
Well, I think basically the way to do it is just to get a Debian developer excited about installing whatever piece of software is. Yeah, let's do both for you. So, you know, you need to make some buffers that people want to use. But, I mean, I think Debian is also, like, if you don't find somebody else to do it, then I think that you can probably find people on Debian who are excited about helping you. Yeah.
Also, from the Fedora side, there's a working group called End for environment, End and Stacks, and they work on package install. I'll put a link to that.
Yeah, and I think in Debian a lot of the groups are aligned by language. So you might get if you're a PHP app, then the best things are just the PHP like group.
Is there a landing page for the Debian stack?
Yeah.
So what do you do today for new social buttons?
for installs,
Yeah, I mean, is it just clone this Git repo?
you clone the repo, and then basically, when you go to either one of them, it basically says, hey, like, you can't find a configuration file, let's make one. And you get this kind of one screen, slightly ugly interface, but now it helps improve because why would they? And it's like, give us your configure, your database information, your site name.
And so wherever you clone the repo is assumed to be a web root? Is that?
Yes.
is that-
Yeah. And yeah, generally speaking, I think it works pretty well. It's a little easier with new social than it is with UFM. UFM is technically still in this weird state where we have two separate things. We have the server and the interface, and there's an assumption that right now you're going to run both.
So are you doing radio still on there, or how's that going?
It does streaming stuff. The FM is like a misnomer. Not like anything streaming on the internet is considered radio, which is stupid. But I guess it does have a Wi-Fi, so there's radio involved or something. But
So it's not specifically a radio project?
it's nothing about radio at all. It's really about UFM comes from the last FM clone, LibreFM, like Grid 2009, which is essentially just a music community platform. So if you were an artist, you can go to LibreFM and sign up and make a page and show your work off. But if you're just someone who likes music, you can also run your own personal LibreFM server and get statistics and ultimately suggestions on things you might like.
I'm not sure entirely what it would look like, but another possibility could be something that makes it easy for the developer to create an installer that that can be dropped in to existing installation package installer. So like, in the short term, we're not going to get rid of Installatron, but if you all start offering an Installatron installer, then absolutely I'm going to take yours rather than maintaining my own. So, and then that allows us to have sort of, start pointing out to people a library of indie web applications that can be dropped into. Somebody mentioned Softaculous in the notes. There's Fantastico, Installatron's another one, but it's not a huge list. And I don't know if there's any similarities in how they build their installation packages, but it's like, if there's some way,
It seems like if you could scope it down to like PHP and MySQL-based apps
Sure.
in Spectaculous and
at least it's a
Installatron
start.
or something like that as a start, because they share a lot of commonality.
Yeah.
You need to get a database installed, you need to check it in the version of PHP, maybe you need to check some libraries.
Basically, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, we just need to make sure that we test.
Sure.
In the general sense that anywhere, any individual project would have a place that they could go, they could test the switch, to make sure it works.
Yeah, I mean, I think the issue we're going to find with things like Installatron and things like that is that they have this requirement of a proprietary piece of software. And I think it's an uphill battle at that point to kind of, I know certainly from my point of view, I'm never going to convince a single one of the good social developers to care about creating software, proprietary software.
What if, there's a bit of a rabbit hole, what if it's an open piece of software that exports the proprietary programs? Like, is even that considered?
I don't know, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess what I'm thinking
What
of is,
we're creating is something that allows you to create an installer that exports a Fantastico or an Installatron package.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess that it's still the testing, it's still an issue. They have to use it, and then, with cPanel, like, you've got to purchase it, and then you've got to, like, I'd like to just sort of skip that step and just create my own free version of that Installatron thing.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
I mean, we're open source, but I mean, I can see that, particularly with a project that is labeled,
Right.
exactly what we want to do. I think we would, we much more aligned towards, whatever people are using. We want ideally that.
I mean, I don't think that, like, we would ever suggest not supporting those things. We were at StatsNet when it was, when GNU Social was called StatsNet. StatsNet was in the Dreamhost one-click installer program. Getting free software into as many people's hands as possible is great. I just worry that only creating those things might just wind up being kind of a non-starter.
Yeah, I mean, it always comes down to your audience.
Yeah.
And the new audience is very different from, a wider audience of, cPanel users, right?
Right. And I think that the audience for GNU Social potentially is every single person on Twitter. So getting from where we are today, where it's, several thousand free software users, to being, even the next step just being like general technical people, to then being like the general audience of people who use Twitter. should be done together. One thing that's also worked for us a little bit is I did a couple times this thing where I basically just went on IRC and I announced it a little bit on the network itself. But hey, if you currently use somebody else's video social site and you want to use your own, like come to the IRC channel on this date and time, and basically as many of us as possible will be here. We'll just take you one-on-one in a private message session and just talk you through step by step getting it running. And we didn't get any done that day because the pre-post had some issues, just technical issues that were preventing people from logging into their accounts and stuff. But we got like 20 or 30 people going from using one site to 20 or 30 new sites in their network, which is nice.
Matt, you said the one-on-one, or the DreamHost one-click installer.
Yeah.
Does that work all specific to DreamHost, or was it?
Yeah, it was just DreamHost.
Not reusable at all?
It's got a whole package thing. So they have, I don't think they release it, but it's, I think it's custom to DreamHost.
Consider someone knows someone at DreamHost, but how that relationship, are you getting?
I have to find that out. I can ask Evan about that. But I think it's kind of like they were adding things that were beyond just WordPress and Drupal. So there were a few things there, like Zencar, I think is that the name of the project? One of those like shopping cart things. Yeah. Cool. That kind of brings us to 5 minutes to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. You hungry?
And
More
want
questions
to take
than
your
you
your photo.
That means that there's a picture.
That's right, absolutely.
For the photo, we're gonna go out to the, just outside the little area, there's this covered